We are live on the Captain's Log with the Smash Bros. Cory and Chad, thanks for joining me, guys.
Oh,
let me share this out on your page so everybody gets to say hi. We're in Fort Myers at iHeartRadio. Just did a little radio show, and it was great. You guys are funny.
Thank you.
Back in Florida. You guys are here in Florida for how long now?
A week. Yeah, we're here for 8 days, and but we're glad to be in this part of Florida. It's nice.
Is it harder touring the country, like, with both of you guys, or is it easier together because you can help each other out? What do you think?
I think it's better together, and we've been doing it so long together, we wouldn't know what it's like to do separately. But yeah, we take advantage of touring together and being together, and it takes away that loneliness of being on the road, because I think a lot of comics are lonely out there with just your crew of whoever you're traveling with. It does get a little bit lonesome out there.
We talked for a minute about our good friend Ralphiemay, and you guys toured with him for 7 years.
Yeah.
So tell me how that started. How did you hook up with Ralphie?
We met Ralphie originally. It was around the Last Comic Standing. I think it was right before he got on. We did a guest set. We didn't even, I guess we could say we opened for him, but we did a guest set for him in Hollywood. And he came up to us after, gave us some advice and words of encouragement. And we were newer at the time in the comedy business, but he would reach out to us and we would send emails to each other. And we just built the relationship organically, slowly. And then
one day he called and said, "Fly to Chicago. You're going to live on a tour bus with me."
So that's so Ralphie, right?
Yeah, and so
we're just like, okay, so we flew to.
Let's go, buddy.
Yeah. We flew there, and the rest is really history. And he took us around we went to 48 states in Canada with him, and
yeah, we did a couple.
What did you learn that was so important in this business? I mean, he was one of the greats, and at the time, like, he was already huge, right? So because if it was,
he was already big to where the shows were already sold out. So to us, we got to do shows to large audiences right away. And so for us, that was the learning curve, is
from clubs to
theaters,
4,000 or 5,000 people. It's a hell of a lot different than telling jokes to 200-300, where the people in the mezzanines up there have no idea who's in the front row. So we had to change it up and learn the difference between theaters and you know, all that stuff.
What do you like better?
Comedy clubs are a little more intimate. It feels like you're closer to the people. In the theater, it's really darked out to where you really can't make that facial recognition with each other in the crowd.
And we're high energy. I mean, we're calm off stage, but we give it all we got for that hour that we're on stage. And you know, we're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. We just try to give everybody a good show. But Big Boy would teach us about merchandise and how to make money and what clubs to work and what clubs not to work and who to trust and not to trust. And he gave us knowledge that a lot of headliners probably would never.
He was loyal to club owners too. Like, if he liked that club and that club worked with him for over the years, then he would, you know, consistently go back.
Absolutely. We could tell you a handful of clubs. Like, he would do 200 seaters and we'd be there for 7 nights.
Right.
Because they were good to him.
Everything was sold up. The whole show.
Oh, yeah. We sell out Mondays. We were in San Antonio Monday. 2 shows on a Monday.
Right. But he would, and he taught us that it was important. If they were good to you on the way up, you be good to those people. And he could have came to whatever, like this town. He could have done it. I don't know if you have a big theater, but he could have came and done the big theater. Instead, he's loyal to those people who were good to him on the way up. So that's one thing he taught us. He taught us joke structure, and he taught us how to close. He didn't at the beginning, and this is humbling for us. He would tell us we didn't know how to close. We'd start off hot, and our set would be good, and then we would just end flat, and he would teach us how to end with an explosion. That way, when you leave the stage, like he would say, the grease is cooking in the cast iron skillet, and he would like that. Some headliners don't like their opening act to go in there hot,
but he gave us no time limit. We just looked to the left, and when he was ready, he would tell us so we could do 20, we could do 45. It's when he thought that.
And then he would do an hour to freaking 3 hours every single show.
2 hours minimum most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
If there was no second show, he's doing 3 hours.
Always.
Yeah.
He always wanted to give everybody their money's worth. I think that was important to him, and he always liked the underdog, right?
Yeah.
He's like, you guys worked all week to, come see my show.
Yeah,
right?
and he would say, hey, tip the servers. Don't worry about buying merchandise from me. If it's a decision between a nice tip to the server or buying a shirt, tip the server, and,
Absolutely.
And he was always good to the staff, and so he taught us the business part of it, to where it was like a college. All those years of being with them and doing those couple thousand shows, it was like a crash course education, really.
Totally. So I have the Smash Bros with me. These guys toured for 7 years with Ralphie May. They've been on the road now for how many years straight? I mean, my God.
Yeah. Well, this is our 9th year of full-time, barely being home.
Yeah, you never go home.
No,
I mean, hardly. We're going to be home for a few days, but then we leave again.
Yeah. This is the Captain's Log, and you guys are watching today, but you can see them live tonight at Off the Hook Comedy Club. You don't want to miss that show. It's a 7 o'clock show, one only.
Yep.
And these guys are going to be back every year, but if you want to see them tonight, you better go to offthehookcomedy.com to get tickets. Tell me how you started in the comedy world. You didn't just wake up one day and say, I want to be a comedian. How did that happen?
No, we were actually in high school. We took theater arts, and we played sports. Then we went to college, community college. We did theater arts and plays. They opened up a local improv. You
guys don't really look like the theater type guys.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Did you look like this with the beards and the badass look then, or
no? And
I figured out we could grow, and you don't have to shave.
Yeah.
But I think that our stage persona,
just down below, shave down below.
Totally.
Come on,
yeah.
But I think that our stage presence and our stage performance is the polar opposite of our true off-stage antics. But we did start growing the beards out a handful of years ago, and but no, we like theater arts and plays and acting and all that. And we used to try to do music videos, and we've been in the business. We're going on 17 years of comedy and the entertainment world. But they opened up a local improv in our town. We went down for an open mic, and next thing you know, here we are.
How old were you, in high school then, or college? Or
college. We were in our early 20s.
So did you have some real jobs before this, or what?
Actually, yeah.
What'd you do?
Yeah, I was actually a commodities broker, a buyer. I would buy commodities, sat in a desk.
And I was a social worker.
And then we got on the show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? With Jeff Foxworthy, and we won $175,000.
No way!
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah.
We were on the first season, the highest rated episode. You can look it up. And
well, we found out that we're as smart as a fourth grader.
Right.
And that's combined.
But we took that money and we actually called Ralphie, and he just was on our last
Wait, so
comment.
you guys went all the way?
Yeah, we got to 300,000. We were 2 away from $1 million. And we got to $300,000 but didn't know the answer, so we tapped out. And we took that $175,000.
You did it together?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually picked me. We got kicked off Last Comic Standing. This was when you lived in a house and all that.
Right.
And we made it pretty far in the prelims, or whatever you want to say. So right before they taped the live show, we got kicked off. We voted off, whatever. And we're walking down the street. A car pulls up. He goes, "Hey, you guys want to be on a TV show?" I go,
"Get out of here!"
We got kicked off one. He goes, "If you're twins, I can put you on this TV show that's coming out next year."
He gave us a card, and we've been approached in all kinds of shenanigans over the years, so we were very leery.
Yeah, of course. I get that all the time. Oh, I want to invest, or you want to invest in this gig. I get the next best thing. I hear that all the time.
Yeah, so
we looked into this guy's company, production company, and did a lot of research before we even called him back. And then we realized that this guy was real. And we, the TV show wasn't even on TV at the time, so we went to Manhattan Beach, California. We showed up to film.
And Jeff Foxworthy pulls up in a yellow Hummer parked next to us.
No.
And I'm like,
"Hey, yo, you're on my new show." And we're like, "What is it?" He goes, "Oh, they'll tell you." And so
get out of here.
We competed against these kids, and it was a very good experience because we invested that money into our comedy to where we called Ralph. We were friends with Ralph, and we're like, "Hey, we got this money," and he goes, "You know what y'all need to do? You invest." We bought
buy merch, buy a car that's good on gas.
So we bought all that. We invested all this money into everything, and then we just took gigs all the way across the United States, and we would take gigs in whatever town Ralphie was in, like smaller gigs, and he would let us open up for him. We'd do our little pizza place or coffee shop or whatever, and
or whatever.
And then here we are, years later. We invested that money, and it really taught us that.
Did you guys quit your jobs right there?
I did. As soon as I got the money, I did.
You were like, I'm out.
Yeah, because my boss one day, I don't know why I thought we were rich with $175,000. Yeah. Looking back on it, it isn't, really anything.
You have to pay the taxes on it, though.
Which we did, and I bought property and, blah, blah, blah. But I realized that I probably should have kept it, but we were doing enough gigs to where I was surviving.
Right.
I was making money. We were selling T-shirts and, and all that, but that shows what helped us take comedy to not a hobby to a real job.
Yeah.
That was April 16th of 2006.
Wow.
I remember the day exactly because I told my boss.
You're good with dates, man. You remember the divorce dates to the T.
I do.
Numbers and dates. We're good. We're good with that. Yeah.
So what was the question that you tapped out on?
It was what U.S. president was first to win the Nobel Peace Prize?
Tap out.
Yeah.
Well, we had no idea.
We went into the commercial and I was whispering to him, because they don't want you to talk too much. And I go, do you know? And he goes, no.
And Jeff walks up to us and tells us.
And he told us, he goes, guys, listen, $175,000 will change your lives. He goes, it's enough money you're not going to be rich or anything, but it's enough to change your immediate financial situation.
So don't be embarrassed. Just hit the button and say you're not smarter than a fifth grader, and good luck with your life. And we came back for commercial, and that's exactly what we did.
And the answer was Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for the national park, since he did all the national
So if we would have got
parks.
that, we would have got $300,000. Then it's $500,000, then $1 million, and we didn't. We were 2 away, but
so they were trying to say a fifth grader knew that.
They claimed
supposedly they said that all 5 kids or 4 kids knew it.
No way.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
Wow.
They knew a lot of stuff during that show. I remember going into commercial. I told my brother, I go, I have children, and they're not as smart as these kids. I was like,
right. What kids are they freaking interviewing?
I go, man, what are they feeding them? Flintstone vitamins?
Science?
Yeah, what's going on?
So, what was a good question, though? Do you have a good question that they asked?
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't even know.
Another one was, what's a navigational device?
No, an instrument.
What's also an art instrument as well as a navigational device, which is a compass.
A compass, okay.
So it was stuff like that.
But the first one was easy. It's like
what days of the week start with the letter T? How many days in the week start with the letter T? So in our minds, we're like Tuesday, Thursday. We're trying to, because you want to take your time.
But also keep in mind, it's very high pressure. There's lights. There's a crew.
Of course.
There's 400, 500 people in the studio watching, live audience.
Like the show tonight, baby. And
Woo!
Get your tickets.
Come on.
Wow.
But it was a very.
How many questions did you get?
We got like 8.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
And you guys got 8 right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you can have free cheats. So we had one kid named Jacob. God bless that kid.
Yeah, he
helped
did.
us with our last 2. Something about the Himalayan mountains or something, and he helped us. He knew the answer, and we had to. It was said copy his answer. Whatever he said, we had to go with it or drop down to 25,000. So we risked 100 and whatever thousand.
And he couldn't believe, Jeff Foxworthy couldn't believe we were going to risk $100,000 on what a kid said, and we were like, we trust this kid.
How the heck did you do that?
I don't know.
Something in our hearts.
You knew that.
We just knew this kid knew. Like we were just looking at him, and I go, this kid knows. And he's like, okay, we're going to copy Jacob's answer. And when they said we had it right, we were screaming like we won the Super Bowl.
Oh, of course.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Dude, if I win $100 on
that's
that,
us.
I'm like, dude, I'm on, go in, baby. Yeah.
We were so ecstatic. I remember we were getting the crowd fired up. We went to commercial, and Jeff goes, we've only shot 4 episodes. He goes, no one's ever incorporated the audience. But I think that's where the stand-up in us came into play.
Wait, because you went to the audience?
We would turn around and get the crowd fired up.
They're
we would
standing up cheering. Like, they had to calm them down. We got them so worked up.
Yeah, because every time we won, we'd tell the crowd, come on. We'd make them stand up and cheer for us. But because it was like a wrestling energy vibe, sort of, and we were eating it up.
That's so cool. And had there been other winners before you guys?
No one that ever won more than us. Most of the people were $25,000. And then, so when Jeff came up to us,
I don't think anyone won the $1 million.
No, later on, Cory, in the 4th season, one teacher won.
Oh, okay.
But another lady risked the $1 million and dropped down to $25,000.
Oh my God!
That's something that'll piss
that
you off.
right there. She'll never live it down.
No way.
No way. You can't recover from that. You can't be like, tomorrow I'll make another $1 million.
It just doesn't happen like that.
No way.
Oh my God.
But thank God for that show. If it wasn't for that show, we probably wouldn't have taken it so serious comedy-wise.
Oh, thank God you were walking down the street and somebody said, hey, you too, really?
Yeah,
and we told Alonzo Bowden, because, by the way, he's the one that voted no. We told Alonzo Bowden, thank you. We told him later in life. It's 10 years later.
Sure, I know Alonzo.
And we go, we want to thank you for saying no. He goes, why? And I go, because when we left, we won this money. And he goes, where's my cut? Like,
yeah.
But thank God he said no.
And I don't think we were ready either, to be honest with you. We thought we were ready during the last comic days, but I look back now with the variety of material we have now and how our stage presence and the whole package. If today was 10 years ago when we did the show, we would be ready. But back then, we thought we were ready.
Right.
I don't think we were.
Which I think a lot of people on that show that either won or made it anywhere, a lot of them weren't, right? They just hit it. Sometimes when it works on TV, it works better than it does on stage.
Totally, and like we were doing local material and stuff, and then we realized touring with Ralphie, like dump all that local jokes.
Yeah.
Now we do research. Like we came to Naples, we got out the laptop the other night, and we were looking up your guys' demographic, the financial stuff, different towns. We try to do a little bit of research per town that we're in.
Well, that's cool.
But you learn that, doing jokes nationally and then doing jokes locally are a big difference.
Totally. Well, guys, I got the Smash Bros with me, and we are out on the Captain's Log. We'll be back tomorrow. You don't want to miss it because we got a great show with Goomba Johnny.
Woo!
And we out. See him tonight. Off the hook, guys. We lit it.